righty, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted as we get ready for Thursday night football. God, it's a good time to be alive. Logan.
Well, man.
Glad to have you on board, brother. How is your day going?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Had a nice lunch earlier. Just getting ready now for kickoff in about an hour or so. And starting the football week, man. It had a good game on Monday we talked about. Got a nice matchup tonight. Hopefully it goes well. And we all know tomorrow, they got games tomorrow for college. And then we all know what Saturday is. I ain't talking about football, Jay. I'm talking about you, my friend. You got something special this Saturday.
Yes. You know, my birthday typically falls on a weekend, but this go around, it fell on a weekday. And the wife ain't gonna do nothing on a weekday. So this weekend, Saturday, we are celebrating my 50th. I told her it's a huge milestone because I felt like I made it to the halfway century point, and I still have the majority of my hairline, even though it looks like Florida, it's still there. And secondly, I have my teeth, and and I have a full set, and it's amazing that I made it this far and didn't screw up either one. So, not bad, Logan. Not bad.
Take it.
Yes, I will definitely take it. Gonzo, it is so good to have you here, man. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Ready for this football game. I think it's going to be a shootout tonight. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
I'm rooting for a tie.
Oh man, a tie.
I'll tell you, come on, Chris. You see it right there. I'm rooting for a tie.
Man, hey, listen.
I want them to replicate what the Colts did on Sunday.
You know, it's still amazing that division has no wins in it. Like, literally, like no wins.
Yeah, I'll tell you, South got ties.
And it's not like the NFC West is any better.
Hey, we started.
So the Seahawks earned first place with one win, and everybody else has nothing.
Hey, we started the season off better than we have the last 8 years.
Hey, that is an improvement.
And
it's not a loss. It's not a loss.
The poor Cowboys, they are not starting off well, as you all may know.
Yeah, that is the definition of stumbling out of the gate.
What happened, Jay? Are you the invisible man?
Man, listen. Yeah, you know, I wish I could do this in real life. It'd be so beautiful. It's been crazy, guys. You know, I as many of you know, I shared it in the Facebook chat groups. Over the weekend, or not over the weekend, yesterday I did a little stand up. First time at an open mic night, and I didn't screw it up too bad. And they're gonna ask. They want me to come back next Wednesday and give it another go. I told the wife, her big thing was, Jay, when we go in there, just don't embarrass me. Just don't embarrass me. And that's a lot of pressure to put on me because I typically am very embarrassing. And to try to pull that off would be like Frankie trying to pull off that he knows anything about sports. And we all know that's impossible for Frankie. So that was a little jab at Frankie. By the way, Frankie, don't get pissed off at me. He's probably gonna crucify me in the chat.
He's probably gonna throw away those clothes that you bought for his child, Jay.
No, he ain't throwing away. You know how I know he's not gonna throw them away? Because it's Patriots. And as much as he may hate me, he will not throw away Patriots gear.
Hey Jay,
and I know that for sure.
Hey Jay, for your first time, I thought you'd done very well. I watched those clips that you put up there. I thought you did real well for your first time.
Yeah, and the thing about it was, I know what my mistake was I was speaking too fast, not putting enough pauses in there. And but I tell you, like I was telling him, it's so easy when we do these podcasts because we don't see people. It's kind of in the covers of our own home, and so we relax and we do our thing. Man, you get in front of those damn people, and
it all changes.
It's like, damn. I haven't felt this bad since the first time I tried to have sex and make it look cool. It's very hard to perform sometimes. It's very difficult. But nevertheless, I appreciate you guys watching it all the way to the end. And I promise I'll keep putting them on there. Give me the critiques. Tell me if I suck, and life will go on. But hey, let's get this bad boy kicked off, man. Let me go in my little thing here. Logan, I'm gonna make sure I get this timer started this time. Oh no, there's no timer. I don't know what's going on. But don't worry. We're at 6 minutes.
We have our own timer.
When we get to 26 minutes, I know we've gone too far. Real quick, man. Has anybody the WNBA? Because this is the topic, but I realized this yesterday. Again, I don't pay as much attention to WNBA as I probably should, and that's my fault. But I did notice that it looks like the Aces are up 2-0, and they're putting the Connecticut Sun up against the wall. And I saw in the locker room that Becky Hammond had Popovich come and talk to the team, and I thought that was amazing. That's got to be a hell of a confident booster going into the realm. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm imagining, is it going to be a sweep, or the Sun going to pull one out? Logan?
They won by 14, for God's sake. I mean, that's impressive. I think we're all in agreement. We're picking them to win. I think just the real question is can they sweep? And if they play like they did the other night, and I believe their next game is on is Sunday. Actually, no, excuse me. That game 3 is tonight.
Yeah, the 9.
I'm about to say
at 9. Yeah. Game 4 is on Sunday
if needed. I don't think it's going to be needed though.
Yeah, like I said, because it is a 5-game series, I believe. Yeah. So I think that the Aces can honestly. I mean, I don't want to count the Sun out because they are a good ball club. Obviously, they got to the finals, so they are a talented team. And it's not rare, but I don't think anyone ever wants a sweep. You want to at least see a little bit of fight. But I don't know, man. Just the way that the Aces have been playing so far and the way that Hammond's been coaching, and it just kind of seems like it's all falling in line for them. I mean, I could see them getting the win tonight and closing it out, honestly.
Absolutely. Gonzo, do you see them closing out and getting a sweep, or do you think Connecticut Sun pushes it another game?
I think that's finished tonight. This is just off for the Sun. Sun played everybody was saying great defensive game one, and you still lose.
Hey, Gonzo, you're dragging. You may want to log out and come back in. I think you got to reset your thing.
You're a little bit choppy, friend.
Right.
Try, yeah. Come back out, and we'll let you back in, maybe.
Yeah, he said, man, Logan, what the hell? And what else I thought was crazy to me is, I see Alderson is stepping down with the Mets. Is going to become an advisor, and I also saw that Federer is retiring. I guess I honestly, I got to be honest, Logan, I don't follow tennis as much as I should, but I really thought Federer was already retired. I didn't realize he was still in the game.
I knew he was still playing. And I mean, I'm with you. I don't follow tennis much either. But he just turned 31 in August. I mean, he's been around for my whole life pretty much, right? He started in, looks like 98. I was born 97. And I mean, we know he's a tremendous player, and this kind of really just Jay came out of nowhere, right?
Right.
I mean, we knew with Serena that was coming for some time, but with Roger, it just kind of came from out of nowhere. We just kind of came across it earlier today, and yeah, he's hanging up the racket, and he won a lot of money, won a lot of tournaments, is a tremendous player, and it's sad to see another really good tennis player that I think, if you talk about tennis, you obviously know or should know who Roger Federer is, because, I mean, he's won a lot. And, it's just another one that's, getting a little old, retiring, hanging it up. But what a career he's had, man. Hopefully he can perform well this upcoming match. And who knows, man, maybe he can go on another really good run, kind of like Serena did a couple weeks ago. So we'll see.
Oh, absolutely. Gonzo, what I was going to ask you was, we saw the Yankees, as we all know, were in a pretty hardcore drought to the point it had Frankie giving up on them and, not wanting to watch baseball anymore and just concentrate on football. But now we see the Yankees have gone on a 4-game-in-a-row streak, and they've gone 8-2 for the month of September. Are they back? I mean, are they back? Are we taking them seriously being back in contention now?
I think so. I think they finally getting their pitching a little better, and getting Stanton back, and they started hitting the ball a little better. I think they're going right now. They're looking pretty good going into the playoffs. Just the time of the year you want to get hot.
Yep.
Right. No, absolutely.
It looks like they're getting hot at the right time. So at least I think they were going to give themselves a chance because it looks like they're playing better baseball. Where after the All-Star break, it looked like they'd all forgot how to play baseball.
Hey, I hear you. And, Frankie was so happy that he was texting that Gleyber Torres got the in the park home run.
That was crazy.
That's pretty impressive. If you can pull off an in the park home run, you almost never see that. That's pretty impressive.
And I think there was two of them in one night. It was for Gleyber, and then also I believe Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles also hit one inside the park. So it's wild that it's 2 in one night, but also two teams in the same division hit one. So it's always fun those to see because much to the expense of the defense, it's always wild to see. Who we got hopping in here? I can't see because Damien's head.
Oh no, that's a big shot, Rob. Big shot, Rob, man. Good to see you, brother. Glad you made it tonight. I know you were just getting off work.
You are
big shot, Rob. You hear us all right?
I hear you guys loud and clear. Yeah, I got called into work at the last second, man. So I'm here at work now, man. So about midnight. Yeah, they called me in last second, bro.
Oh, that sucks, dude. Now you're gonna miss this great Thursday night showdown.
Bro, I'm gonna try to watch it on my laptop, bro. I'm gonna try to go ahead and stream it.
I got you.
He said,
I'm gonna find a way to watch it.
I'm watching it. I don't give a damn. Real quick before we get into
video,
okay. Oh yeah, you can watch it there.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we get into the first topic, just a little reminder of the teams that we picked going into this week. I got the Chargers.
I'm out.
Yeah, you're out.
I'm out of this already. Week 1, and I said nah.
Hey, I got the Chargers. Jonathan Mathis has the Vikings. Rob has the Colts. Pride's got the Rams. Gonzo, I don't think I did. Were you in it last week, or did you play in that thing last week?
No, I wasn't in it last week.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna let man. Don't tell Pride. Don't tell Frankie. He seems to be some kind of like Nazi on this crap. You get one team.
You had me. You had me give you a pick on Tuesday, but now it sounds like you already gave somebody my team my pick. So I guess I'd pick another one.
Who did you pick?
The Colts.
Damn, yeah, Rob. I think I gave it to Rob. I don't think I wrote your name down. I'm sorry, that's my bad.
It's because I'm Mexican, isn't it?
Well, we did beat you at the Alamo, but no, it's not because you're Mexican. No, I actually really forgot. I didn't write it down. I'm such an a-hole.
Jay was too busy writing a stand-up. Come on, Chris.
Let me look at what you did.
You got a good bit of teams to choose from. Just don't go with the Niners like
There's a lot of good teams out there, a lot of good games out there still to pick from, honestly. Gonzo should have no problem picking a reserve backup.
Unless it's the team I picked.
Give me the New York Giants.
Okay, who are they playing?
The Giants. Who the Giants playing? They got the Titans.
Carolina
Panthers.
Okay, that's a solid one. And hopefully Saquon does good for my team, man. He looked good.
He did the books. Gonzo's got the Giants, and there we go.
And if they lose, Jay, he gets a redo. Isn't that right?
Well,
he said everybody has a team now. So we're
the Giants lose, the Colts win. I'm coming for Jay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He said what?
If the Giants lose, the Colts win, he's coming for you.
I'm coming after you.
Oh damn. Yeah, no shit. Hey, I'd come after me too, man. Trust me.
I hope the Colts wins. I don't care who has them.
I got him, man. Revenge game from the playoffs.
Let's go ahead and get into this thing. Again, we're going to do round robin questioning, and let's see how far we get into week 2 preview. So, Gonzo, you're going to lead it off, man. Your question is, who has more passing yards tonight, Mahomes or Herbert?
I'm gonna go with Mahomes to have more passing yards, even though I think the Chargers are gonna win this game. But Mahomes is hard to stop.
So you got Chargers winning it, but you got Mahomes with the more passing yards.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. And then we're gonna move on to Logan. Lions are heavily favored. Not heavily favored. It's like by 1.5.
Favorite.
But for the first time in like 20 years, they're actually favored to win a damn game, and they're favored over the Commanders. So my question is, will Swift have another huge day like he had last time? Last time, I think he put up 144 yards on the Eagles. So do we see him repeating that against the Commanders?
Well, first off, Jay, do you know how bad you have to be to not be picked to win a game in 20 seasons, for God's sake?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. So shout out to the Lions. And also, I think Swift will have another good game. He was a little bit banged up, had a little ankle issue, but he said he'll be ready against the Commanders. And I think, he, like you said, he ran for 140 some odd yards on only 15 carries. So I think they're going to feed him the ball again. I could see him getting as many carries, if not more. And like I said, man, if the Lions had a little bit more time, they might have won that game last week against the Eagles. So I think Swift has another solid game in week 2.
And you also know that last week Carson Wentz did not have a whole lot of passing yards, right, to the point where I think Gibson was his leading receiver. McLaurin, they got that rookie Dotson over there. Can he get these two guys really going against this Lions defense?
Is that to me?
Yeah, it's still you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about this week, but give it a little bit of time because that is kind of an underrated receiving core, honestly. Because, McLaurin has been consistent. I like Dotson out of Penn State. He's got a really good track record there. I just think with a few rookies, it'll take a little bit of time. But I don't think this week, but I will give it maybe like week 4 or 5 is when we could see that Commanders wide receiving core really starting to break out a little bit.
Amen. And then we get on to Big Shot Rob. Hey, brother, can Winston and these Saints take control of the division? And what I mean by that is, that this Sunday they play against Tampa. And as you know, Tampa defeated the Dallas Cowboys. Saints defeated the Falcons, but we know that the Falcons nearly beat the Saints.
No, Jay, the Falcons beat the Falcons. Let's be real here.
We know that the Falcons almost beat the Saints. We know that for one. We know that Dallas only allowed 1 touchdown and a bunch of field goals to Tampa. Can Winston get this offense reeling and take control of Tampa and take control of this division?
Yeah, I believe they can if they get off to a fast start and get that crowd involved early. They're able to run the ball with Alvin Kamara, and Jameis Winston's able to do his thing, get the ball to those wide receivers, Mike Thomas and obviously Jarvis Landry, and they obviously have the rookie Chris Olave, who's like the deep threat. So I believe they can. Do I think they are? I'm not sure. Probably not, because that Tampa team is just loaded, and if you let them get out to an early start with Tom Brady and that offense they got, they're going to pin your ears back with that defense. So, it's really a toss-up. Divisional games are always tough. I picked the Bucs in this one, but, the Saints definitely have a chance. I give them a chance. It's in the Superdome in New Orleans. That's obviously a tough place to play. So anything can happen.
One of the things that worries me about Tampa is we saw that the Dallas defense really put pressure on Brady. I think Parsons had 2 sacks. Yeah. We know that Flowers just joined the Saints, so that gives them a really good secondary presence. We know that Lattimore is still Lattimore. I really believe that this defense can. I believe they're going to put that pressure on Brady. And obviously they still got Kamara, who's going to be an excellent runner. I think that I wonder though if that Tampa offensive line can still get it done going against New Orleans and of that nature. But your opinion is you think that that's going to be fine, and Tampa will be able to get that job done.
Yeah, I think so. But I give New Orleans a chance. You never know. Because New Orleans lately has had Tampa Bay's number during the regular season. I know Tampa beat them there in the playoffs. I think it was like 2 years ago. But yeah, New Orleans has a very good defense. If they get that pass rush on Tom Brady, they could definitely put him on the ground a few times. And Tampa Bay's offensive line is sort of shaky. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But like I said, I mean that Superdome is going to be rocking. You know, if they can get out to an early lead and pin Tampa's ears back and put pressure on Tom Brady, I mean, it's going to be a long day for Tom Brady for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
They just have to get Tom Brady. They have to get Tom Brady off his spot. If you can get Tom Brady off his spot, that's the key to beating the Bucs. You don't want Tom Brady to be in the pocket. You want to try to get him out of the pocket. If you're able to get him out of the pocket and put pressure, that's how you get him off his rhythm.
Yeah, because I think we absolutely saw that against the Falcons in that Super Bowl in that first half. And then that second half, they stopped putting the pressure on Tom, and then he just picked him apart, and the rest was history after that. So it's absolutely a very good point. Gonzo.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Also, too, just kind of harping back to that awful day for Atlanta sports fans all around. Chris, I'm sure you probably saw it because it's your quarterback, but Matt Ryan threw for, I believe, 60,000 yards. The ball went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and guess what the number on the ball was, Jay?
28?
No, 283.
That makes sense. Matt
Ryan will forever be haunted by that.
Wow. That's a way to remember that day, right? Crazy.
Honestly, you get a great accomplishment for a bunch of yards, and then great. The worst moment of his life.
Matt Ryan must have gave the proverbial middle finger to the Hall of Fame, but whatever.
Yeah, he saw it. He was like, "Oh, sweet," and then,
jeez. It's like,
he can't escape
you think you did a good job, taking care of the wife, and then she just picks you apart afterward, and you're just like, damn.
He can't escape.
Thank God for whiskey. Whiskey cures all. Gonzo. Interesting matchup this week for you, in particularly, because I think Gonzo took the Giants. We got the Giants and Panthers. Okay, we got McCaffrey versus Barkley. Who's going to have the bigger day? We know what Barkley did, especially Logan knows what Barkley did against the Titans. Mm-hmm. How are they going to fare against – who's going to have the bigger day here with one against Carolina?
I think Barkley's going to have the bigger day.
Attaboy, Chris. Attaboy, Chris.
I think Barkley's going to have the better day. I think that Giants offensive line was giving him some holes to run through finally for a change. And if he's healthy and they can give him some holes like that, that's the best I've seen Saquon look. He looked good. He was running the ball hard and with a purpose. I think he's on a mission to show people that, hey, I'm not a bust. I'm just been having some bad luck with these injuries.
Mm-hmm. Follow-up question. Who gets hurt first?
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying they're both
that's cruel.
Really?
I'm just saying they're both injury prone. Who do you think gets hurt first in the season?
Before you answer, Chris, none of us at Unscripted wish injury upon any of these tremendous running backs. Jay better go burn some sage after this.
Hey, Damien said Barkley. Who do you got, Chris?
I will say McCaffrey just because the way they use him in the passing game as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong really with either one, but yeah.
Plus, I just said how Barkley is going to stay healthy and play the whole season, so I can't go say he's going to be officially get
cheap shot here.
Hey, I'm not going to display that, Tony. You know why? Because you're just being mean. That's uncalled for. But okay, it's okay. Look. Me and Tony had this relationship. He hates me. I take the abuse. It's fine.
For those who can't see, he said Dak. Ouch.
You know what? I'm not gonna be rude. I'm gonna put it, if I put Damien up there, I gotta put that up there. So
yeah.
By the way, Damien said Barkley. So yeah, I kind of tend to lead that direction too. But we'll see. Logan, can Tua and the Dolphins defeat the Ravens and give Tua that 2-0 punch?
Hey, they looked pretty good week one against those Pats, man. The defense stepped up. I know the obviously New England's offense wasn't clicking at all, but I mean, I think they have a legit chance. This could be kind of a sleeper game. Tyreek Hill looked great in his debut, and I think that the Dolphins are going to look pretty good. So Jay, I am going to say they go 2-0 on the young season.
And let me ask you this: if they do beat the Ravens, are we going to start putting a little respect on Tua's name?
I think so. Because obviously he's been just absolutely blasted by a lot of people for his inaccurate arm. He can't throw it far, but as long as you win, that cures everything. I don't care who you are. So, I think if they do win this game, I think people should be looking at him a little bit more better because 2-0 start. I get it's only 2 games, but it's impressive.
Hey, Mr. Gonzalez, I appreciate the love and support, brother. And that's my first time ever doing stand-up. We'll see what goes down next week if they like me or throw tomatoes. Either way, I'm not wearing white because we all know tomatoes and white don't look good together. No. But yeah, and that's the thing, right? And one more thing real quick, if I may ask, Logan, and then Robert, I promise you, I got a really good question for you as well. Hang tight, but I just want to ask this. We know that Mac Jones is back from that Dolphins game, got hurt. Mm-hmm. What does that mean for the Patriots now? I don't think he's on the IR, but no. I don't think you have to be on the IR to still suffer the effects of that injury. How is it going to look for him and the Patriots going forward?
I think that he could, for maybe early in the season, this game, I think he might not be as sharp as we were accustomed to like last year. Because back injuries can last years, like if it doesn't get treated properly. So I think he doesn't. I'm not saying he struggles because out there throws 5 interceptions, nothing like that. But I don't know if we're gonna see the sharpest Mac Jones this upcoming week. And as for the rest of the team, that running game needs to get going. That defense needs to step up. They just gotta get some more points on the board. Jay, they only scored a touchdown the whole ball game.
That's what I was thinking too, man. Honestly,
mostly the running game too, because they only ran for maybe 60, 70 yards or something on this a team. You got to step that up, especially if your star quarterback's hurting.
Robert, I got a couple of things I want to ask you, but the first thing I want to do is kind of caveat again off of this Patriots thing. Now, and it is really kind of because it ties into your Dolphins. When we first went into week 1, and I get it's week 1, okay, it's early, but at the same time, you're starting to see some things forming in week 1 that you could see carrying over into weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5, especially with Mac Jones and that back injury. Now, we don't know what the lingering effects are going to be from that going forward. I know Pride and Frankie were really not happy when I said the Dolphins would be ahead of them, and I had the Dolphins in and the number 2 spot behind the Bills for the division. Do you agree with that, or do you think that the other teams will take over?
No, I agree with that. I truly believe the Dolphins are going to be the number 2 team behind the Bills. I like all our offseason moves, what we've done. I like our defense. I like our running backs. I like our wide receivers. They have a lot of speed. It's up to Tua just to be able to make the throws and be accurate and be able to, throw the deep ball down the field, and the offensive line just to be able to block for him, giving him time to throw the ball down the field.
Oh, absolutely. And Frankie does let us know that it's not a serious back injury, but anybody who's ever had anything done to the back knows that anytime you hurt the back, it doesn't have to be serious, but you feel those lingering effects for a really long time. So that back is a sensitive thing, man. It's just like those damn knees, right? Question: will the Rams get Akers involved against the Falcons? We saw last week. What's that?
For your sake, yes.
Yeah. No, well, I'm not playing Akers this week. I'm playing Burkett. I just don't want to play Akers until I see them actually involving him. I can't take another 0 week from him. I just can't do it. But again, do you think we saw Akers only get 12 out of the 28 snaps? Henderson got the rest. And we also saw that Robinson only got 1 or 2 targets. Will Akers get involved in the running game, and will Robinson see more targets?
Yeah, I believe so. They need to get Akers the ball more. As long as he doesn't fumble or make any type of mistakes, I believe they'll give him the ball more. He'll get more carries. Hopefully, he'll split him with Henderson. I got Henderson on one team, so I'm hoping he continues to do well. As far as Allen Robinson, Allen Robinson's still probably learning that offense. So that's why, I don't think Matt Stafford feels that comfortable throwing him the ball. He has that connection with him in Cooper Kupp. But I think as the weeks go by and Robinson gets a hold of that offense better, I think he will get more targets thrown to him by Matt Stafford.
So right now Frankie is basically saying Rob cannot be an impartial person, that he feels because I asked you if the Dolphins would be in second place was unfair because you're a Dolphins fan. So Rob, don't take that personally. I'm gonna ask the other two just so Frankie knows that I'm getting the fully unbiased answer, even though I think you're being unbiased. Does anybody on this panel think that the Dolphins won't be in second place? If so, please let me know.
I think they definitely got the potential. I mean, I know, like I said, we are 1 week in, right? But Mike McDaniel looked pretty solid. He had some guts, and I know, sometimes it's going to burn them, sometimes it's going to pay off. But I like coaches who are aggressive. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett used to take lessons, but I'm just saying.
Oh, we're getting into Nathaniel Hackett here.
Jay, I'm just saying.
Oh no, it's a good saying. Let me tell you. Back to Gonzo. We know this week we got Gino versus Trey. Who are we liking in this?
Oh man.
I'm
going to have to go with Gino because the way he looked in that first game compared to the way Lance looked in that first game. I know Lance was playing in a monsoon, but so was Fields, and they were so was the other team. They
Bears looked a lot better.
So I think Gino will. Gino looked good in that game last night or Monday night.
He outplayed Russ. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. He did.
Yeah.
No, I think
I'm
Gino.
not crazy.
I think Gino's playing wonderful, man. Honestly, I thought he had a really good game against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
And my second question is do we think that Gino is getting on track, or do we think that he'll go back to the old Gino from the Jets days? I mean, can we actually take him legitimate?
I think he's going to play good for maybe 4 or 5 games, and then he's probably going to fall off some. But you never know. I mean, he did look awful good. I didn't even give him a chance when they said he was a starter. Though Seattle was going to be terrible, but he played, like you said, outplayed Russell Wilson in that game. I don't know. You never know. He could get hot like Nick Foles did and go on a good run. We've seen players like Fitzpatrick be able to get on a run and go win 5-6 games in a row, but then come back to earth, and then they come back to earth and go back to their normal self where they start losing.
So Logan, speaking of Hackett, right? And again, I said this from the beginning of the season, Logan, that this guy was horrible. He wasn't the right guy for Denver, that they only brought him there in the hopes that they could lure Aaron Rodgers away. That didn't happen. So they went and got Russell Wilson. They gave him this fat contract to the point where he's making $49 million a year, $1 million less than Aaron Rodgers, the number 2 paid quarterback in the league. You got 17-16. You're down by 1. It's fourth and a couple of feet, whatever. They go for the field goal. And it's I think it's like a long field goal, just like 50 some odd yards.
It was like 65. It was like 60.
Okay, that's even worse. 65. That makes it beneficial.
64, yeah.
You still got, Logan, a minute of time left on the clock. You probably got a timeout or 2.
I think they had 3. They had all 3, didn't they? They had multiple timeouts, I know, at least 2.
Hey, watch this. Either way, right? Even if you had no timeouts, let's just say no timeouts. A slant pass or a tight end pass or a little screen pass to the running back, gets out of bounds, picks up the first, gets out of, whatever the case may be. The point I'm trying to ask you is, and I'm going the long way about it, but the long skinny of it is, how are you paying a guy $49 million and you don't go for it?
I still can't believe it. It's been 4 days. I think that is the classic example of coaching inexperience. I mean, for the love of God, 65 yards or 64 yards. That's insane. McManus, I believe, was the kicker. I think he's never made like a 60-yarder. He's like 0-4, I think, last I saw.
Right.
I said he can do it like warm-ups, but like in the game, he can't, so it don't matter. And I mean, I mean, if there was a way to lose, Jay, wouldn't you rather lose by throwing a Hail Mary and maybe getting something than just a kick?
Yeah,
especially when you had timeouts to burn.
Yes.
Like they just, I don't know, they just didn't seem self-aware of the clock. I mean, Denver just looked horrible on Monday. They did not look sharp at all, Russell included. But I don't know. I mean, he came out and he said, "Yeah, I would have if I had to do it over, I would have given it to Russ." I mean, obviously, when everyone is on agreement with that, which is rare, but yeah, it was not a good idea. Obviously, they got the loss in that one in a big upset. No one picked Seattle to win that one, except for fans with the Seahawks. Geno played good. Russell not so well. There were some bright spots with the Broncos, but overall just a bad performance. And Hackett's 0 for 1. We'll see if he can learn from this, and if he has to do it over again in a different game, he'll go to Russ, see what he can do. And even if they still lose, at least he can say, "Hey, I did it. I tried it this time."
Right. And Rob, the loss isn't really the biggest issue. It's the way in which they lost. That's the issue, right? It's the way in which they lost. Like, a 64-yard field goal is like, a half-court shot in the NBA. And I don't think that their field goal kicker was on the level of a Steph Curry in terms of that being a high percentage type of way to go about it. You got 1 minute on the clock. You got a very, very expensive quarterback. You got a pretty damn good wideout in Judy and a good, decent run back that can catch the ball if you need, 5 or 6, if you need to get 10. My point is a 10-yard pass is a much higher percentage than a 64-yard field goal, especially when you got time to spare. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, if they would have passed the ball or run the ball and got more yardage, they could have set up for a much closer field goal.
Absolutely.
They were actually saying if McManus had kicked that field goal in Mile High, it would have been good. But the fact that he kicked it in Seattle, because I guess the altitude there is a little bit different, that he missed it. But yeah, I don't like the play call at all. I mean, you got Russell Wilson. I mean, this guy's made for fourth quarter comebacks. I mean, let him have the ball in his hands and see what he can do. And then you have two decent running backs in Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Obviously, I like Javonte Williams more than Melvin Gordon at this point. But, I mean, you got to give those guys the ball and let them see what they can do with it. I mean, these guys are your playmakers. You have to go with your playmakers. I mean, if they were like 1 second on the clock of that game and they had to kick a field goal, I can understand. But you have a minute left in that game. You need to get as close as you can to try to get a touchdown or set up a much closer field goal than kicking it from 64 yards. It just makes no sense.
Absolutely. And Logan, I'm going a little bit long on this topic because we had about 10 to 11 minutes left over from the thing. That's why I knew we had a little bit of time to play with. Gonzo, Bears, Packers, Lazard should be back. He's practicing. If Lazard does play this week, he'll have that would give Aaron Rodgers 3, pretty decent targets, and Cobb in the slot, Lazard for the deep, and then you still got Tanyan as your tight end security blanket, and then you can also have Aaron Jones or the other, I think it's Williams or whatever, out of the backfield. So it looks like he should have more comfortability now in his targets. Can they play the Bears this week? Should they get back to 500 ball, or will they go 0-2 and the Bears go up?
I think the Packers are going to turn it around this game. I think they're going to beat the Bears. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Just ask him; he'll tell you. Mm-hmm. But no, being serious, I just think I think they're the Green Bay offense isn't going to play that bad this game. You had them young receivers drop a couple passes. And I think that's how you learn.
Absolutely.
Getting out there and playing.
Absolutely.
Getting out there and playing. So I think them guys will be a little more comfortable this week, won't be as nervous. You know what I mean? They've got the first NFL game in them now. They've seen how fast it is. Now it's time for them to make that adjustment and step up. So I like for them guys to have a better game. And I think the Packers are going to beat the Bears this weekend.
Absolutely, absolutely. Secondary question, Gonzo. Or no, Logan, I'm going to give you this one. Logan, why, when they played against the Vikings, did they not get Sammy Watkins more involved?
I I think Aaron Rodgers is just pissed off at all of them, honestly.
I
mean,
was sure because that seems to be the more seasoned guy, and he barely was even looked at.
I mean, I didn't watch the game, so I couldn't tell. Maybe he just wasn't getting open. Maybe his routes weren't crisp. But they got to do something, man, because it looks like Lazard is kind of questionable for this upcoming game. I mean, that's your real number one target, honestly. So let's hope to God they have something better planned this week, because that was horrible. That was sad to watch the highlights of that, man. I mean, I think it was Watson, right, who granted, he's a rookie, but my God, he missed a pass right in his hands. Would have been an easy touchdown. Would have been an easy touchdown. And it went all downhill from there.
Rob, does Carr get Waller more involved along with Adams versus the Cardinals? You know, we saw a heavy dose of Devontae. We did not really see a moderate dose of Waller. And we know that before Dante got there, you know what Waller was capable of. I mean, that tight end was pretty much your number one. I mean, in my opinion, and I don't know how you feel about it, but I put Waller right there with Kelsey. They just don't get Waller as involved like, you know, Mahomes does with Kelsey. But do you think that they will start getting Waller more involved, or does he just stay kind of more behind the scenes?
No, I think they're definitely going to get Waller more involved, because Devontae Adams is going to start seeing more double teams. And what that's going to do is open up the field for Hunter Renfrow and obviously Waller and some of the other Raiders wide receivers. And, you know, obviously it'll open things up for Josh Jacobs, hopefully get that running game going. Josh Jacobs didn't particularly have a great game last week against the Chargers. He only put up probably like 9 fantasy points, I think. I'm not sure what his stats were, but he didn't have a great game. I look for the Raiders to bounce back this week. They're at home. The Cardinals did not look good at all against the Chiefs, and now they're going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Raiders to win that game. I do think it's going to be a tight game, though, back and forth. It's going to be a shootout. It has all the means of a shootout, you know, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr. So, yeah, but I'm going with the Raiders.
Okay. Real quick, Gonzo, who gets the upset this week?
Who gets upset this week?
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to you, Gonzo. You think about that for a second, because I know I didn't give you enough time. So I'm gonna come real quick to Logan. I'm gonna give you some time to put some thought into that one.
What's up, Jay?
Logan, Vikings versus the Eagles, both have good defenses, both have good wideouts, both have good running backs. So what's going to be the key for each team? What would be the key for the Eagles to win, and what would be the key for the Vikings to win?
For the Vikings, hope to God Justin Jefferson can do what he did last week. If you can do that, it's more likely going to be a win. And as for the Eagles, I mean, you got to stuff the run, I think. Because, I mean, they got a lot of big bodies up there. If you can stop Miles Sanders from running the ball, they're obviously going to have to throw it more. And Hurts can be a little bit inaccurate, can maybe get a few interceptions here and there. And, you know, maybe some of the linebackers, secondaries for the Vikings can take control of that. So, like I said, I think for the Eagles, you know, play some good defense, play some tight defense, stuff to run first and foremost. And as for the Vikings, just give it to Jeff, see what he can do. I
also think the Vikings, key to their success is going to be containing Hurts as well.
Yeah, that too.
Not letting him just run around or scramble left or right. Try to force him or keep him in the pocket or sack him if you can, but definitely try to keep him in the pocket. But I agree with what you're saying as well about Justin Jefferson and trying to stuff Dalvin Cook at the line for the Eagles. All good points. For those of you that don't know, Gonzo has a sports betting show. That's why I gave him the upset of the week. Just for that reason. Gonzo, have we formulated an upset?
With all the underdogs, I'd go with the New Orleans Saints. I think the Saints have a good shot of knocking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers off this weekend.
So there you go, folks. I'm gonna go with that because I know Gonzo. He's really good at analyzing those analytical stuff. So we got it. Saints over the Bucks as our upset of the week. All right, we're going to get into now some college football, and this is going to last about 2 seconds, I promise. Because this is snooze. No, I'm serious. Hey, and you guys know, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Saturday is going to be extremely boring. If you think it's going to be great, no, you're mistaken. I mean, honestly, the only thing that can make this college game day Saturday worth a damn is if one of these unranked teams could knock off a ranked team. Now, if that happens, then damn, it will be a hellified. But I just don't think it's going to happen. And that's why I think this Saturday, is going to be a snooze fest. But the games that I did note that I thought were kind of, would be obviously the best, and just for obvious reasons. I felt like what BYU did to Baylor should make for an interesting contest against Oregon. BYU is at 12, Oregon's 25. I think I got decent. BYU knocking off Oregon. And then Miami at 13 versus A&M at 24. And Rob, I know I forget the number one wideout for Miami, but he's out with an injury, so he won't be in the game. So that could affect that. And A&M, I think, gets the win over Miami. The upset that I got for the week is Texas Tech over number 16, NC State. Okay, so as we go down, I want each of you guys to tell me who you think wins those two ranked games, BYU versus Oregon, Miami versus Texas Tech, and then give me your upset for the week. All right? Gonzo, do you want to go first or last?
I can go first. I think BYU.
Okay, we're prepared. Let's go.
I think BYU is going to beat Oregon. I'm going to go with Miami over Texas Tech. And then I'm gonna take or Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Thank you. My bad. I think I'm going to go with Arkansas to pull the upset against number 15 Tennessee.
Ooh, God, I would love to see Tennessee lose too. I got a friend that's a Tennessee fan, and I hate everything Tennessee. So that would be great. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna keep that one in mind. All right, Logan. Next up, BYU, Oregon, Miami, Texas A&M, and then your upset, please.
I'm going to go Oregon, getting the win over BYU. I think maybe they might come out a little more fire this week. Suppose, because we all know what happened with them in Georgia. They're still, I know they're still embarrassed by that. I'm going to go with the Hurricanes getting the win in the close one against A&M. I don't know, man. A&M, they're not hitting so far yet. Then an upset, I'll go to the SEC. I'm a rock with the Auburn Tigers getting the win over Penn State, number 22.
God, that's going to be a good game.
That's one of the few games that looks really good.
I would love to see Auburn pull out that win, to be honest with you, over Penn State. That would be fun.
I'm curious to see how Nebraska's going to look this week. I know they're facing Oklahoma, but they got a new coach. So
wait. They did well. Who is their coach right now? They got an interim assistant.
It's the interim. I forget his name. But who knows, man?
Because they haven't named the coaches. So they're flying on the interim right now.
Yeah,
and
sometimes Logan.
Sometimes,
and I know you guys probably think this too. Sometimes when you get that interim coach, it does something to a team.
Look what happened to the Raiders last year.
Sparks the team.
Is it what?
I said it can be a spark for the team sometimes when you get a new coach.
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't think they're going to win, but I think they at least make it close. Closer. Man,
we shall see. Big shot, Rob. I want you to go slow with this one. Number one. Well, just tell me. Hey, do you know? Look, I know you're a U fan. What? There's a. I just saw it on the ESPN. There's a wideout. Who's your wideout that got injured this week?
I could go ahead and look it up.
No, don't. I'll look it up. Just give me your predictions on BYU, Oregon, Miami, Texas A&M, and then your upset for the week.
BYU, Oregon. I'm going to go with Oregon at home. Miami, Texas A&M. Obviously, I'm going with my Canes. We need a big win on the road to get back in the national prominence. Hopefully we get back in the top 10. My upset of the week, I'm going to go with Georgia Tech at home over Ole Miss.
Ooh.
I think that's going to be a hell of a game.
Oh, you got the Yellow Jacket. Georgia Tech over Ole Miss?
That's a big one.
Georgia Tech over Ole Miss, yep.
All right.
I'm going with that one. Yep.
Okay, so Miami Hurricanes will be without their leading receiver, Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah, we got to have a
again. Hey, look for. I think Miami bounces back this week. We shall see.
Somebody else will step up on our team.
There you go.
Hey, John Suggs chimes in.
We got plenty of guys.
Hey, John Suggs asked the guys a question. Thoughts on, did the Seahawks make a mistake? Okay, did they make a mistake drafting Jamal Adams? They didn't draft, they traded for him. But did they make a mistake drafting for Jamal Adams, traded a pair of first-round picks and a third-round pick? Seen some people say they did, but I don't I guess he wants to know what our thoughts are. I don't think they made a mistake. Look, you can't help a freak injury. I mean,
it's easy to say
injury is.
It's easy to say they made a mistake now that he got hurt.
Yeah.
Also, too, it all depends too. I think on what are the Jets going to do with those picks. Are they going to be guys we never hear of again, or are they going to be MVPs? You know what I mean? Like that's the big factor there. I don't know if those picks are already happened or if they're in the future or whatnot. But I mean, I'm not saying it's I don't think it's a bust. It's an awful injury. He's gonna be out for the whole year with that quad. But I don't think it's a mistake.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's a mistake either. I'll tell you right now, if Jamal Adams had been available for the Cowboys, I would have loved to have it because I think he's a really good safety, but you have to be able to know how to use him. And I think the Seahawks figured that out, and they were starting to learn how to put him in position to get pressure on the quarterback. And I tell you, you throw a guy like Jamal Adams in a Dan Quinn offense or defense. I'm sorry. Dan Quinn knows how to use a defense, how to play personnel, and I think that would have been phenomenal. But, hey, it is what it is, and we wish Jamal Adams a speedy recovery. To other news, this is kind of weird for me. Brett Favre is accused of abusing welfare funds. If you go to Wisconsin, they have a deep love affair for Brett Favre. Which I will tell you, if you know anything about Wisconsin, which for the love of God, I lived there for 3 years. I know exactly their love affair. They hate, and I use hate. It's almost like indifferent, which is where I almost have no feeling, but they really hate. They hate Minnesota. They hate Minnesota with a passion. The only other place that they hate more than Minnesota is Chicago. Swear to God, they hate Chicago. They actually gave them a name. You know what a fib is? F-I-B. Fucking, and pardon my language, but this is what they say. Effing Illinois bastards. That's what they call them, fibs. Oh, because I used to rent a house out all the time to people that would come in from Chicago wanting to hang out because I had a house right off the water, and they like to have that water house. And they would say, my next door neighbor would always tell me, "Oh, I see you rent that house out to a fib again." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did. He's paying pretty good money, sir."
Hey, Logan, we need a bleep button.
I wish we could add.
Yes, I apologize. I should not have said that. I apologize. I forgot where I'm at. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So Minnesota, they really hate Minnesota. And the fact that Favre went to Minnesota, they still love that guy. I remember I would go into bars and you couldn't say a bad word about Favre. You could not. If you did, you were going to probably get beat up and probably left for dead out on the side of the gutter somewhere. They really love Brett Favre. I said to say this. I wonder how they feel about him now. Little quick story. Mississippi governor helped Favre obtain welfare funds to build a volleyball center or volleyball stadium at the University of Mississippi. And the time in which this was being done, his daughter actually played volleyball for the University of Mississippi. Now, I'm just saying, if you're using or trying to use welfare funds to build a volleyball stadium, you gotta be a big piece of pile of doo-doo to do that to the people that actually need that kind of money. And it's big, guys. It was big. It was the governor. It was Nancy New. Her last name was spelled N-E-W. Nancy New, which is the founder of the Mississippi Community Education Center. And she's tasked with spending tens of $millions and federal welfare funds to help out the state. So you had the one lady that's in charge of the funds, you had the governor of the state, and then Brett Favre. All three in collusion to spend this welfare money to build this volleyball stadium. And they found it out through through text messages between the three of them. Favre's trying to say, well, I didn't know nothing about it. Yeah, right. Okay, Brett, you stick with that story. The state auditors determined the nonprofit leaders misrepresented $77 million in welfare funds, the largest fraud that's ever occurred in the state of Mississippi. Now, New is facing 13 felony counts of bribery, fraud, and racketeering.
Ouch.
I hope she likes being with other women and the way in which she probably doesn't want to be associated. Favre, I think he should be right there with her. Maybe not in the female side, but in the male side. You know, maybe you could throw the D ball down and, cell block D. But yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, these are really jacked up people using funds that are supposed to help the less fortunate build a damn volleyball stadium. How jacked up are we as a society, Logan?
This is just awful. You're stealing money, Brett. Come on. Saying you don't know nothing about it. Your daughter went to school there. Your daughter also played volleyball there. And you don't know nothing about this, huh? I'm just saying, Jay. Also, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Mississippi's got some issues, right? We know that they're, one of the poorest, if not the poorest state right now. And people, you're stealing money from innocent people. That's just so dirty. And, you got caught red-handed. There's text messages to prove it. We'll see what happens, Jay, but 9 times out of 10, what happens with this? He's going to get off scot-free, community service, pay a fine.
Well, right now they're not even filing criminal charges against him. It's just civil.
See, there you go. And,
it needs to be criminal, but yeah, I get it.
I agree. I'm just saying, but right now it's just civil charges.
Oh, no, I get what you're saying. Believe me, I get it.
And you look at it again, the rich white celebrity is going to be able to get off scot-free for stealing money from the public. It's just disgusting.
Oh, absolutely. Chris, what are you thinking, brother?
Oh, I think it's just terrible. I was a Brett Favre fan watching him play football, and I respect what he can do as a football player, but as a human being, if this is true, you're a low dude to take advantage of. Like Logan was saying, this is one of the poorest states in the country right now, and so that tells you there's a lot of people that can use that welfare money that's not getting it because some politicians and a former football player want to build a volleyball stadium. He's made how much? Probably over $100 million.
Right, well over.
Oh yeah, well over that.
Not even just football money, like that's sponsorships and everything else.
And you're telling me that he couldn't have funded that volleyball stadium if he really wanted that volleyball stadium that bad. So it just you got to be a pretty bad human to do something like that to other human beings.
Oh yeah, man, I'm telling you, hey, I don't know how you sleep with yourself, honestly. I don't know how you sleep with yourself. I don't know how you look your daughters, granddaughters, sons, whatever, I don't know how you look any of your family in the eye, knowing what you did. I can't even fathom it. Big shot, Rob. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, this is just horrible. And what even makes it worse is that he's from Mississippi. He's from Gulfport, Mississippi. He went to the University of Southern Mississippi, so that even just makes it worth it that he's from there. And the fact that he's abusing welfare funds from people who actually need this money to live. We all know Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the country, but you're doing this to your own state. You're from there. It's not like he's from somewhere else and he's doing it to the state. He's from Mississippi. He represents Mississippi. And for a long time, I love Brett Favre. He was a great quarterback. I respected him a lot, but if this is true, yeah, definitely. I would hate him as a human being, for sure.
Yeah, that's just nuts to me. All right, folks, we're going to scantle on over a little bit and get into Anthony Edwards uses an anti-gay slur. Look, we're going to go a little further now, but crazy. I don't understand people. I don't understand their thought processes. You got a guy who is putting a video on Instagram. I swear social media is the worst thing ever in some cases for people. He comes out, he makes this video. Then after that, he says that, he was immature. He knows it was hurtful. He apologizes for it being disrespectful. He made the video about a group of people that were standing on a sidewalk, not doing anything to him, just standing on a damn sidewalk. And from the inside of his car, like the cheap coward that he is, he used an anti-gay slur to describe them. How cowardly is it to do it from the inside of your vehicle and then put it on Instagram? We know that $50,000 was given to Kevin Durant last year for using offensive and derogatory language on social media. We know that the NBA took $100,000 from Kobe Bryant for yelling anti-gay slurs at a referee in 2011. My question to the three of you guys is, what should the NBA do with Anthony Edwards in terms of punishment? Logan?
I don't think they're going to suspend him. I think just slap him with a fine for this. Because like I said, I mean, what he said was wrong. He did apologize, and it what seemed like a sincere apology. It didn't seem like it was just, corporate BS or just didn't. It seemed like he actually meant it. But yeah, slap him with a fine. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's a suspension worthy. But yeah, I mean, like I said, he messed up. I mean, there's no question about that. He shouldn't have said it. And hopefully he learns his lesson, and he moves on for this and grows. And once he gets older and matures, I think that he knows what he said was wrong, and hopefully, he doesn't repeat that in the future, and we don't have to talk about this ever again for him.
Gonzo.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to get probably like a fine, like maybe like Durant got, or what the other guy got, right. Maybe somewhere around there, 50,000 or something, and that's it. I mean, he's a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah,
I know he plays in the NBA, and we look at these guys as stars and stuff. He's a 21-year-old kid that made a mistake. Yeah. I mean, so do you really crucify him for his whole career because of one mistake? So I think they're going to give him a fine, and if it don't happen again, he'll be all right. But you got to be smarter. You got to make smarter decisions. But like I say, he's a 21-year-old kid. What kid at 21? I know they consider you an adult, but even at 21, every 21-year-old has made some bad decisions and have done stuff that you regret and you probably wouldn't do as you got older. But that's
I understand what you're saying. I totally get that. Big shot, Rob. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I agree. He's probably just going to get fined. He's like Chris said. He's a young kid, 21 years old. I mean, he'll learn from this. I don't think he's going to do it again. He seems like a smart guy. He'll learn from this, and he should be all right. Hopefully he doesn't have any other problems that happen to him, and I hope he has a great career in the NBA because he's a very talented player, and I expect him to lead that Minnesota team to the playoffs. And who knows, maybe one day they'll be in the finals, but we'll see about that.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I don't think he's a smart guy at all, because the smart people don't put hate speech on the internet. Just saying, it just doesn't happen. Secondly, I agree with you. He's 21. He made he obviously has his compass pointed in the wrong direction. Hopefully, it's now pointing to true north, and he's got his compass back on point. I do think the NBA does need to make some sort of a statement, just for other athletes coming behind him to take heed of, because I don't think you can stop something unless people truly take note of what it is that they're doing, especially when you're in a public eye or a celebrity. You obviously have a lot of leverage on how other people are thinking, and his comments as though he may think carry no weight. You don't know what other kid out there is seeing this, that it maybe admires him and is going to go find an LGBTQ person and beat the ever-living shit out of him because he doesn't know any better. He saw his idol make these comments, and so maybe he feels a certain kind of way. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Anthony, you are a coward for doing the video in your vehicle. You're a coward for doing your apology in a tweet. If you were any kind of human being that gave a damn and was truly sorry for your actions, you would have held a press conference and you would have did a public apology to everybody that you offended and the hateful speech in which you put out. I'm just saying. That's taking true accountability. What I think the NBA should do I think they should suspend him? No, don't suspend him. They didn't suspend Kobe. They didn't suspend Kevin Durant. So why are you going to suspend him? But I do think you levy a fine of $200,000. You give him a $200,000 fine, and hopefully his moral compass is in the right direction now, and we move on and we just pretend. But at the end of the day, Anthony, I hope you're listening to this podcast, and I hope you understand the gravity of the situation in which you're in. Which you're a celebrity, you obviously have an influence over people. Start using your celebrityism to put this world in the right place and not in a negative place.
Damian said in the comments, he said, Edwards should get a year suspension, an example of punishment, show the rest of the NBA players, coaches, and owners that the league isn't playing about this crap. Well, to that, Damian, I say this to you. Robert Sarver just got caught the other day saying the N-word multiple times. Was only fined $10 million, which is just a parking ticket to him, and suspended for 1 season. I'm just, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. And then John Suggs is talking about the LIV golf. Yeah, that's and I meant to talk about that in the openings and I forgot. Real quick, super quick, $50 million finale. Man, this LIV just puts the money out, don't they? I mean, it's crazy.
It seems like they're never going to run out, Jay. I just see the cash prizes go up each and every tournament.
Listen. No, seriously. I mean, no BS. $50 million, and they wonder why golfers are leaving.
Yeah,
to go to LIV. Hell, I'll go to LIV for that kind of money.
I was about to say.
On to other things. Aaron Judge, he is, man. God, he's having a phenomenal season. Now, I don't like the Yankees at all. Matter of fact, I hate them. But I'll say
he said,
no, it's true. I hate the Yankees. I hate any team that has enough money to buy anybody and everybody, just at the whim of their pen. I mean, it sucks. But especially when you're a smaller market team. But at the same time, my feelings aside, what Aaron Judge is doing this year is just amazing. And I find myself rooting for Aaron Judge to pull off the Triple Crown. I really do. I really would like to see him get the Triple Crown. He's not far off. If you know the numbers, he's not far off. He just hit numbers 56 and 57 against the over the Red Sox, completing, and so that's giving him 57 home runs now. He's 4 shy of Roger Maris, so he's 5 shy of getting the home run single season record outright. What do I mean by outright? That means no steroid use. And I'm assuming he's not under steroids. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So we're talking about an outright, legitimate passing of Roger Maris. No asterisk, no nothing. If you know anything, he's batting .310 with 123 RBIs and 57 home runs. Now, for those of you out there in the world that don't know what a Triple Crown is, that's when you lead in the following 3 categories. When you have the highest batting average, the most home runs, and the most RBIs. When you lead in those 3 categories, you're considered the Triple Crown winner. And I will tell you, there's only been 12 Triple Crown winners since they've been keeping stats. I will tell you right now, Goldschmidt has the highest batting average at .324. He's got 109 ribbies. I will tell you that Judge is just behind him at 310. And I will tell you that Judge also leads in home runs at 57, and he leads in RBIs at 123. So the only thing that's keeping Judge from the Triple Crown is .025 on his batting average. If he can increase it by .025, or if Goldschmidt slides down a little bit, then he'll be ahead for the Triple Crown. That's how close it is. And we got what, 20 games left? I'm just saying, folks, anything can happen. Logan?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt he's having a great year. He's on the chase for that Roger Maris record, which was the benchmark for quite some time. But then we all know that McGuire broke it a while ago. But I think that he has a very good shot at winning this. And then John Suggs put there, he said, "Why aren't teams pitching low to Judge? He always swings at the first pitch, and his percentage is not good when it's low. Do Yankees win a game if Judge don't hit a home run? I bet you could take half of those wins away." I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, if it wasn't for Aaron Judge, they probably wouldn't have. They'd probably be 15 games. You could switch the record there, just as good as he's been, honestly. He is there. He is that leader. He is that guy on this team. And it seems like whenever everyone else slumps, he doesn't. He's leading the league in, like you said, a bunch of categories beside, the ones you mentioned, but he's right there. And my God, if I'm the Yankees, I am locking him up to a long-term deal. Not super long because he is 30, but I'm signing him to a multi-year deal worth as much money as he wants, because if he can keep doing what he's been doing in this league while he's healthy, he's one of the most feared batters in baseball. It don't matter what team you put him on.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I think he's got a good chance of beating that 61 by Maris. And like I said, free agency, this is his year. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He can go wherever he wants. So can the Yankees sign him back, or will he, be pried away somewhere else? You never know.
No, I know. I totally agree with you. Gonzo.
So you might have stepped away for a sec.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. He fell asleep. He's like, your answer was too long.
No, I was watching. I was actually checking out the football game. It's starting.
Are you watching it on Prime Video?
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have they have Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit as the commentators.
Oh wow, that's craziness. Okay, awesome.
What
do you think,
Judge,
man?
I don't know if he'll get the Triple Crown, because I don't know if Goldschmidt's batting average is going to drop enough, or if he's going to be able to catch Goldschmidt. But he's having a great season, and John and Logan are right. If it wasn't for the home runs that he's been hitting, the Yankees record probably wouldn't be very good. They live and die by them home runs there in New York, and he's a big part of that. I mean, we saw when they were missing Stanton and Rizzo, how bad it hurt that lineup because they live and die by that home run. And that's something that it can carry you a long way, but when them bats go cold, a team can really struggle.
No, absolutely. Real quick to John Suggs' comment. Yeah, he does have a really high chase rate when it comes to the first pitch, number one, and when it's low, number two. And if you go back and look at the two series that the Astros played against him, both before the All-Star break and the doubleheader after the All-Star break, you'll see that most of the Astros, when they pitched to Judge, they pitched him low and away. So, yeah, to your point, you're absolutely 100% correct. Big Shot Rob, Aaron Judge, phenomenal season. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, he's had a great year. Obviously, he's going to get that home run record. I think there's less than 20 games left. So he'll pass Roger Maris. I don't know if he's going to pass McGuire or Barry Bonds. That would be nice, though. But yeah, I like to see them get the Triple Crown too. I don't know if Goldschmidt's average is going to drop down, but we obviously know Aaron Judge is going to be the AL MVP, and Paul Goldschmidt is likely to be the NL MVP. So that's not in question. But the only thing what's bad about the Yankees is, man, how they've been playing since the All-Star break. Judge has been phenomenal all year, carrying them, but that slump they've been in, is no good. Hopefully they're not going into the playoffs like that. Because they're in big trouble. They're losing. They've been losing a lot of games lately. So it's, for Judge to be carrying them, they're lucky.
Oh, no, absolutely. John Suggs says, could the Angels pick up Judge and
Ain't
keep
no way.
Trout and Ohtani to help them get over 500?
Ain't no, come on now.
It's not going to happen.
Staying with the
Why would you
Yankees.
want to go to a losing franchise?
Well, no, it's
Nope.
not even. I don't even think it's that. I mean, well, it is that, but there's also, from the Angels' perspective, you know, they got Trout under contract, which is making absorbent amount of money. Then you got Ohtani. You know, next year is going to command $50 million for him. Which, let's be honest, he actually deserves the money. If you break down what Ohtani does, which he gives you a designated hitter plus a starting pitcher, that's 2 positions on your team in which he fills. So you average it out, that's $25 million per position, and where he's at in the hitting and where he's at in the pitching, he commands 25 at both spots. So $50 million a year is absolutely credible to Ohtani, and there's no way the Angels are going to afford Ohtani. And if they can't afford Ohtani, how the hell are they going to afford $300 million for Aaron Judge? So even if Aaron was willing to come over and play for the Angels, financially, they can't afford it. And that's just the way it goes. All right, folks, we're going to move into the last spot, which is final thoughts, and we're going to wrap it up and go watch this football game. My final thoughts are, catch us on what's the next? Well, the next one is Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I won't be there. Logan will be leading the charge. He's not nearly as funny as I am. He probably won't get another comedic retort. So just bear with it. He's really good at sports knowledge, and Unscripted will still go on. That's what we do. 8 p.m. Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. Logan will be leading the charge. Oh, I can't wait. And I'm turning 50, so holy crap. Gonzo, final thoughts.
Ready for this football game. Looks like the Chargers are forcing a 4th down, but they're already in. Chiefs are already in field goal range. Maybe take the early 3-0 lead. I think this game's going to be a shootout. Also, we got WNBA finals game on tonight as well. I think it starts at 9. So plenty of sports. You got baseball on, plenty of sports to watch if you're a sports fan, and join us Saturday night.
Big shot Rob, because Logan, you're rapping. Big shot Rob.
Yeah, I'm watching this game. I'm hoping it said this game right here is supposed to be the best game of the year. We'll see how good it is. I expect it to be a very good game, especially since they're putting it on Prime Video and not regular TV. So, yeah, I expected a good game. Good luck this weekend to everybody playing fantasy football in your leagues. You know, good luck to my teams. And then good luck to Miami Hurricanes going to Texas A&M to play those Aggies. Hopefully we get the win. And then good luck to my Dolphins going to Baltimore to play the Ravens. I think we're going to upset them and make a big statement, I hope, this weekend. We'll see, though.
And I was
John, go watch the first 10 minutes of the show. We talked about both those.
Yeah, the Chiefs
punting the ball. But I will say, Federer right now probably is the best, but this new guy, what's his name again? Alcaraz or whatever his name. Man, that little 19-year-old, there's no telling that. I think the sky's the limit for him. We will see if where his career finally winds up. I say it's going to be better than Serena. We'll find out in 15 years. Logan, wrap us up, brother.
Final thoughts. Came across this here today, had to bring it up. The Los Angeles Angels have now, endured their 7th straight losing season. That's pitiful. That is absolutely pitiful. You have 2 of the top 10 players in the world. You can't get a winning season out of them. I'm just saying it ain't looking good.
No, it is not.
Also, fun fact, I didn't know they shortened their name, but in 2016, they changed it to the Los Angeles Angels. It was the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But since they shortened the name, that's when all the losing started. So I get that their owner or president, whoever's going to be leaving, maybe that's a good change. But yeah, I came across that and I said, wow, that is disappointing. You see how good Pujols is doing now that he's gone. I get injuries, but my God, he's looking tremendous like he was 10 years ago. Coming down the stretch. Also, Pujols, congrats again. He beat A-Rod in terms of all-time home runs, and he's getting ever closer to 700. I think he's 3 away. So on the lookout for that. Maybe he hits one for our show Saturday. We'll see, man. But yeah, like I said, enjoy the show, Jay. Enjoy your birthday. And
Appreciate it.
We'll be looking forward to it. Also,
Big
Damon, I'm proud. You got the question in before we actually started the end of the video. I mean, it's a logo. That don't mean nothing. it's a logo. It's cool.
I will say I do like the black and gold logo
it's so
over the
much
previous. I actually really do like it. I think it looks
over like the color splash. Yeah,
I like.
I think we're all in agreement here.
Yeah, that's good shit. All right, folks. Hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Let's all get ready. Well, let's all go now and enjoy some damn good ass football. For those of us that can afford Prime Video, and for those of us that can't, well, go to your neighbor's house or simply splice into his cable and get his Prime Video. Neither one do I support, but again, these are just my, I guess, outside of the box thinking. John Suggs says, go Bolts. And until next time, again, you're gonna have a hell of a time Saturday with Logan leading the charge. And I will watch this show after the fact. And Logan, don't screw it up.
Jay's gonna watch it Sunday morning, waking up. All right, good work, fellas. Still waiting for that outro, but. Muted. Nothing's playing, Jay.
Again, apparently Logan said the outro wasn't playing. I'm gonna try it again.
I didn't see nothing.